a lot of people are talking about the inequity issues, and you're touching on one right now. A lot of people are talking about the inflationary impact, which is true. A lot of people are talking about the fiscal irresponsibility, but they're not talking about the main issue. What the president is proposing to do is unconstitutional. The largest asset on the federal government's balance sheet is student loans. The president is proposing to dispose of hundreds of billions of dollars of federal assets unilaterally, which in effect is backdoor spending. Only the Congress has the power of the purse under the Constitution. He can delay payment under current law. He cannot forgive debt under current law. Only the Congress can do that, which he would have to sign, either over or a veto would have. And so he is proposing an unconstitutional act. And that's what's not getting enough attention. It must not be allowed to stand. No president should be able to do this. It fundamentally changes the balance of power under the Constitution of the United States. It is illegal. It is inequitable. It is inflationary. It is fiscally irresponsible, and it must not stand.
Other than that, it's great. Other than that short list, it's fabulous, David. I mean, you can see all of these things. I mean, they claim that the Inflation Reduction Act would bring inflation down by about $100 billion over 10 years. This will spend, new analysis, $900 billion if it's allowed to stand. And that's if it's not renewed, expanded. And nobody can figure how many people have made payments for 10 years working for government that will be excused of their payment, or 20 years in the private sector and be excused for their payment. That number could push it well past $1 trillion. You know, I'm just some kid that grew up on a backcountry road, but I can figure that out. I'm not mathematically and financially illiterate like the people in Washington continue to prove that they are. So the question then becomes, David, how do we stop it? If it's unconstitutional, which I agree with you, is it a class action lawsuit from people like myself who paid off student loans? Is it some sort of a challenge? Because it would have to make it to the Supreme Court, I would guess, because all of these activist judges would give it a pass-through. How do we stop it?
Well, the key is who has standing, because you don't want the case to be disposed of through standing. Logically, the party who's actually being aggrieved the most is the Congress of the United States. And even Nancy Pelosi stated publicly within the last 2 years that the president had the right to delay payments, but not to forgive payments. Now she's waffling. The Congress has a responsibility to protect their interests under the Constitution of the United States. So the ideal party would be the Congress as an institution because of the breach of their powers under the proposed breach by the president. The question is, who else might have standing? And I'm looking into that right now because this is something that cannot be allowed to stand.